Coinbase turns on 24/7 gold and silver futures for U.S. traders. Brian Armstrong said on June 13, 2026, that gold and silver futures now trade 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for U.S. customers on Coinbase Derivatives. He framed it as one of several world firsts the exchange has shipped recently. The claim is narrow but real. The two oldest stores of value in finance are now quoted on the same continuous clock that crypto runs on. U.S. access arrives through Coinbase Derivatives, routed via participating futures commission merchants and broker platforms, subject to standard maintenance windows and local eligibility. That plumbing matters. It keeps the product inside the regulated U.S. futures system rather than offering it as an offshore perpetual, which is the form the rest of the world already got. The metals desk that never closes gold and silver have always traded on a weekday rhythm. CME's COMEX contracts pause daily for a maintenance break and shut over the weekend. So a Saturday headline about war, rate cuts, or a bank failure sits unpriced until Sunday evening. Spot metals dealers fill some of that gap, but retail traders rarely touch them. Coinbase is closing that window. A U.S. trader can now react to a weekend geopolitical shock with a gold or silver position the same hour it breaks, instead of waiting for the pit to reopen. The trade-off is that round-the-clock pricing also means round-the-clock liquidations, and weekend liquidity is usually thinner than midweek, which can widen spreads exactly when volatility spikes. From an international launch to the U.S., the U.S. switch-on extends a product Coinbase first launched on May 6, 2026. That earlier release put gold perp and silver perp contracts on the Coinbase International Exchange for eligible non-U.S. retail and institutional traders. Each perp references the spot price of 1 troy ounce, settles in USDC, and offers leverage up to 25x. USDC settlement is the part that ties this back to crypto rails rather than to a bullion vault. Positions open, mark, and close in a dollar stablecoin, so the metal's exposure lives entirely on-chain adjacent infrastructure with no physical delivery. The U.S. futures version sits under a different regulatory wrapper, but the strategic intent is the same. Pull a traditional asset class onto Coinbase's books. Part of the everything exchange bet Coinbase has spent the past year arguing it should be a venue for any tradable asset, not only tokens. Metals futures fit that thesis cleanly. They are deep, liquid, well understood, and historically gated behind brokerage accounts that most crypto-native users never opened. Bringing them in-app lowers that barrier for the company's existing base in the United States and gives the exchange a non-crypto revenue line that does not rise and fall with token sentiment. The timing is its own signal. Bitcoin sat near $63,500 on June 13, 2026, with the Fear and Greed Index reading 19, deep in extreme fear territory. Launching a hedge-friendly safe haven product into a nervous market is not an accident. Gold and silver are exactly what traders reach for when they want to step out of crypto risk without leaving the platform. For anyone weighing the appeal, the leverage cap is the line to watch. A 25x metals position can erase a balance on a move that would barely register in a cash gold account. And a continuous market gives those moves more hours to happen. The convenience of always-on trading and the risk of always-on liquidation are the same feature seen from two sides.